The hidden psychology of always saying it's fine. You say it's fine, even when something inside you tightens. You smile, nod, move on, but later it lingers. A quiet discomfort you can't fully explain. So why does your mind keep choosing silence, even when it knows something isn't right? It doesn't look like a problem from the outside. You're easy to be around, low maintenance, calm, understanding. You don't start conflicts. You don't make things complicated. But internally, it's different. You replay conversations. You notice what bothered you, the tone, the dismissal, the small disrespect. And yet, in the moment, you said nothing. It's fine. This pattern slowly reshapes your identity. You become the person who tolerates more than they should, the one who adjusts first, the one who absorbs discomfort quietly. Over time, your decisions start revolving around avoidance, avoiding tension, avoiding awkwardness, avoiding being too much. Even your self-talk adapts. It's not a big deal. I'm overreacting. It's easier this way, but something deeper is happening. This isn't just a habit. It's a psychological pattern, a learned response rooted in how your brain processes safety, connection, and threat. And the cost of it isn't obvious at first, because every time you say it's fine when it's not, you teach your brain something very specific. But what exactly is it learning? Before you assume this is weakness or a lack of confidence, it's not. This pattern is not a flaw. It's an adaptation. At some point in your life, your brain learned that keeping the peace was safer than expressing discomfort. Maybe conflict led to rejection. Maybe speaking up led to tension. Maybe your environment rewarded compliance. So your brain did what it's designed to do. It optimized for safety. Saying it's fine became a strategy, a way to maintain connection, a way to avoid emotional risk. And it worked. That's why it stayed. But what once protected you can quietly start limiting you. And your brain doesn't automatically update that pattern unless you understand how it works. Your brain is constantly scanning for threats, not just physical danger, but social danger, rejection, conflict, disapproval. This process is largely driven by the amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for detecting emotional threats. When it senses even a small risk of conflict, it activates a subtle stress response. Not enough to panic, but enough to influence your behavior. Now here's where it gets interesting. Your brain doesn't just react to reality. It reacts to predictions. Based on past experiences, it predicts what might happen if you speak up. So if I say something, this could turn into tension. And your brain chooses the safest option. Avoid. Say it's fine. Move on. Stay connected. This is reinforced through a principle in behavioral psychology called negative reinforcement. When you avoid discomfort, your brain rewards you with relief. That relief strengthens behavior. So the next time, your brain is even quicker to choose silence. Think of it like a loop: discomfort, silence, relief, reinforcement. Over time, this loop becomes automatic. You don't consciously decide to say it's fine. It just happens. Another layer of this comes from cognitive dissonance. When your actions don't match your feelings, your brain tries to reduce the tension. So instead of saying, "This bothered me," you adjust your perception. Maybe it really is fine. This protects your internal sense of consistency, but at the cost of emotional honesty. So now the pattern is clear. Your brain isn't ignoring your feelings. It's managing perceived risk. But what happens when this becomes your default response? Breaking this pattern doesn't require dramatic change. It requires small, precise shifts that work with your brain, not against it. Step 1. Notice the microreaction. What to do? Pay attention to the first moment of discomfort, the slight tension, the pause before you say it's fine. Why it works. This activates your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for awareness and decision-making. Instead of running on autopilot, you create a small gap, and in that gap, you have a choice. Example: Someone interrupts you mid-sentence. You feel a small irritation. Instead of instantly dismissing it, you simply notice, that bothered me. Step 2, delay the default response. What to do? Don't immediately say it's fine. Pause, even for a few seconds. Why it works? This interrupts the reinforcement loop. Your brain expects quick relief through avoidance. By delaying, you weaken that expectation. Over time, the automatic response loses strength. Example, a friend cancels plans last minute. Instead of replying instantly with no worries, you wait. You give your brain time to process. Step 3, use low-stakes honesty. What to do? Start expressing small truths in low-risk situations. Not confrontation, just clarity. Why it works. This gradually retrains your brain's threat prediction system. When you speak up and nothing bad happens, your brain updates its model. Maybe this isn't as risky as I thought. This is how neural pathways change. Through repeated, safe experiences. Example, instead of it's fine, you say, I was actually looking forward to that. Simple, honest, not aggressive. Step 4, separate discomfort from danger. What to do? Remind yourself. Feeling uncomfortable doesn't mean I'm unsafe. Why it works. Your amygdala often confuses emotional discomfort with real threat. By labeling the feeling accurately, you reduce its intensity. This is called effect labeling in neuroscience. Naming an emotion decreases its grip. Example, before speaking up, you feel anxious. Instead of avoiding, you think, this is discomfort, not danger. That distinction changes your response. Step 5, redefine what keeping the peace means. What to do? Shift your definition. Keeping the peace doesn't mean avoiding tension. It means creating honesty without escalation. Why it works. Your brain holds internal rules about behavior. If peace equals silence, you'll always suppress yourself. Change the rule, and behavior follows. Example, instead of staying quiet to avoid conflict, you calmly say, that didn't sit right with me. You're not creating conflict. You're preventing silent resentment. At its core, this pattern is about one thing, your brain choosing safety over expression. But safety, as your brain defines it, is often outdated. So here's a simple mental model, the volume dial. Your brain has turned down the volume of your voice to avoid noise, conflict, tension, discomfort. But in doing so, it also muted clarity, boundaries, and honesty. The goal isn't to turn the volume all the way up. It's to adjust it slowly, intentionally, so your voice exists without overwhelming the system. Every small moment of honesty recalibrates that dial. Every pause, every awareness, every quiet truth teaches your brain something new. You won't stop saying it's fine overnight, and you don't need to, because this isn't about becoming confrontational. It's about becoming aligned with what you feel and what you choose to express. There will still be moments of hesitation, moments where silence feels easier, but now you'll notice them, and that awareness is where change begins. So the next time you say it's fine, pause for a second and ask yourself quietly, honestly, is it really? Because sometimes the smallest truth you allow yourself to speak is the one that changes everything.